This golden nectar has been drunk in the hills of Alsace for as long as people can remember. It's a wine that's brought wealth to one family in particular, the Hugels.
You have to do this by the book.
13 generations of winemakers who've been here for over 370 years.
It's a good caliber. There should be some from the harvest. They had a good amount this year.
It's a craft that Marc learned from his uncle 36 years ago. Now it's the turn of his nephew, Marc-André, to learn the ropes.
Taking over the family business requires passion, hard work, and being at your best. You have to know how to do everything here, from A to Z.
Generation after generation, we've simply been the guardians of these fields. It's our job to hand them on to future generations in the best way possible.
Their family history begins at the heart of the Alsace vineyards in Riquewihr, where the first Hugels became winemakers in 1639. Since then, this illustrious family has never left these age-old walls that house their treasure deep underground.
Here we're in the middle of our cellars. There are 80 wooden barrels, and a good half of them were made by my great-grandfather, who was a winemaker, cooper, and a gourmet. Every single barrel is dated. On this one here, you can see the name of my great-grandfather, Émile Hugel, as well as the date it was made, 1868. There's also his signature.
Time has no real impact on us. It's hard to believe all this dates back 150 years.
The oldest barrel down here dates back to before the French Revolution. Made in 1715, it's listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as being the oldest barrel still in use. But here you have to delve a little deeper to find the real treasure, the family reserve.
It's a great old bottle. We have to regularly check the quality. There's no problem with this one. It's very good. The bottle's dusty.
Over the years, the finest vintages have been stashed away for very special occasions. Some of the bottles here are 150 years old and worth several hundred euros.
We keep a very close eye on these ones. They're our treasure, our soul, our history. They're very important.
It's a history that they have written together as a family. All the decisions to do with the business are made here at this meeting.
An order for 568 bottles has just been made over the phone.
3 generations of Hugel sit around this table every week, under a picture of the family tree. André is the oldest. At the ripe old age of 86, he's dedicated every single day of his life to making the best wines.
Here we had the wine in the cellar on these racks.
André has an encyclopedic knowledge of the business. He's collected thousands of archive documents over the years, little anecdotes that help tell a bigger story.
This is our first ever customer book that our grandfather started in 1928. The most moving page is this one, April the 14th, 1940, Lieutenant of the 418th Infantry Regiment. Then there's a dash, and it goes straight on to the 25th of April, 1945.
If I've understood properly, this gap of 5 years was so that we had no signatures in the book.
We didn't even have to cut out the pages. This book was never seen by a German. It was never a question as to whether a German would sign it.
Not one single Nazi in the guest book, but a letter signed by Winston Churchill, to whom the family had sent its best vintage wines as a sign of patriotism.
This is a photo of the famous Englishman who saved Europe from a great catastrophe.
After tickling the taste buds of both Churchill and his country, the Hugels turned their attention to conquering the rest of the world. In 50 years, their business has become a global brand in 120 countries.
We all work towards the same goal. We have a reputation that wasn't built overnight, and it's one that we have to maintain. It's a gauntlet that previous generations of our family left behind for us. They gave us something and told us to make the best of it and improve it.
Staying loyal to their land while constantly reinventing themselves.
It's very rich, lush and full-bodied.
That's how the Hugel family continue to add to the pages of their history book that already dates back nearly 4 centuries.